to the draft lottery, okay? This is going to be crazy. A lot of implications to this draft, guys. I know it's not Laker related. Technically, we don't have a lottery pick, except it matters though because, of course, you know, depending on where the draft picks may fall, it could impact the West Coast. So we'll see what happens there. But looking forward to this draft lottery. A lot of teams could lose or gain picks. So we'll see what happens. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to my living room once again. Been a minute since I made a video from here, so very curious to see what happens. Are you guys nervous? Look, here are some of the implications, okay, that could end up playing out. So the NBA draft lottery, we know that the Warriors could potentially land a top 3 pick. You know, there's let me just type it in right here so I can tell you exactly the implications. I know the Magic could lose their pick. I know that the Timberwolves could lose their pick to the Warriors, and the Warriors already are slotted in at number 14. So we'll see what happens. I'll be reacting live, pick by pick, guys. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my living room, back to where it all started, guys. Three teams have the best chance at the number 1 pick: the Rockets, all right, the Magic, and the Pistons. So I do expect the NBA to gift that pick to the Rockets since they traded away their superstar. Let's see if that trend continues of rigging the draft. If that happens, you know what I always say. Hey, thanks, Mama Mentality. Appreciate you, bro. How y'all feeling though? Y'all nervous a little bit? I'm rooting for the Thunder to get the pick, because if they lose out on the pick again, I think that's the one that goes to. I'm not sure. Okay, let me type in the implications. Okay, it's very complicated. So I gotta make sure that I get it right because I don't want to confuse you guys. A lot of teams hoping to keep their pick. Here it goes. Golden State, top 3 protected, or top 4 protected. Sorry. And here's the thing, right? That if the Warriors end up moving up in the draft, they might end up with 2 picks. That's a problem. Okay, because now they can go out and trade for another superstar to prolong Steph Curry's career. We don't want that. We don't want that, fam. So, he's like, okay, see, I'm with you. Same, come on. We'll see what happens. He said, hey, Dan, how you doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You're the only Clipper fan that has been respectful, so I don't ban you, man. As long as you stay respectful, you can stay on the channel. But I really don't mess with the Clippers. That's A1. I got to keep it A1 with you. He said, what's up, Dan? Who's the best player in this year's draft class? That's going to be hard to say, man. I mean, what's that kid's name? Cascade or Cade or something like that? They say he's going to go number 1 for sure. I'm not fully sold on any player in this draft, but I do think there's going to be some, you know, players that slip in the draft for sure. For sure. Hi, Dan. Remember these lottery days? Oh, yeah, man. Remember when I used to have to whip out the Lucky Laker jacket? Those were the days. Those for sure were the days. He said, this man doesn't even know Cade's name. Yeah, what? I didn't really watch him play. I would sit here. I'd be lying to you. But if you're going to troll, go elsewhere. Doesn't matter, man. I'm here to react to the lottery. I'm not here to break down the lottery players' games, okay? I'll be honest with you. I didn't really pay too much attention to these lottery picks because my Lakers don't have a lottery pick. But I do know there's some really good players in this draft. I know that one guy from USC, right? The 7-footer. He looks top tier as well. Yeah, I hope the Warriors get screwed, but it won't happen. I really feel like the NBA is going to rig it for them to move up in the draft, but I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure. See, Clipper fans want to troll. Look, I'm going to tell you this, bro. You're so happy about you guys being in the Western Conference Finals. Laker fans don't settle for that BS, all right? We want championships. But I get it. You're acting brand new. You guys don't. I like the kid from UCLA. Yes, sir. If you guys haven't seen my draft video, I actually put out a scouting report on some picks that I think will slip to the 22nd pick in the NBA draft, which is for the Lakers. But right now, again, this draft right here, man, this draft is going to be crazy. All right, I do think there's some sleepers for sure. But we'll see. Again, if you guys haven't been to Tankathon, I've been playing the lottery there just to see what happens. Do the Lakers have a pick this year? Yes, we have the number 22nd pick. Again, this lottery doesn't necessarily directly impact us, but however, it is important for us to watch because it has serious implications on the West Coast. There could be some blockbuster trades. You know? Hey, what's up, Sal? What's up, brother? NBA don't want the Lakers to get anything decent. We'll see. I still think the Rockets ended with the first pick. Look at last year, right? Not last year, 2 years ago, when the Pelicans, when Anthony Davis forced his way out of New Orleans, demanded a trade. The Lakers end up getting Anthony Davis, and then what happens? Right? They go ahead and get the first pick. They end up with the Pelicans end up with Zion Williamson. So that could happen again here. I'm very curious to see if the odds are going to fall in the Rockets' favor, or they're going to get they're going to fall. Are they going to slide? What I don't want to see happen, though, this is the biggest thing I'm rooting against, is the Warriors moving up. The Warriors keeping the Minnesota Timberwolves pick due to that trade that the Timberwolves, where they acquired, where the Timberwolves acquired D'Angelo Russell, and then, you know, I really don't want them to have more trade assets for sure. He said Pelicans might get the #1 pick again. If that, man, can you imagine that kid? Whatever his, I don't want to butcher his name, so I don't want to say it. Cade or whatever his name is. Imagine that kid, man, on the Pelicans. But again, a lot of teams on the verge of losing their pick, depending on what happens. Look, Houston has the best odds. Detroit has the second best odds. Orlando third. Oklahoma City fourth. I'm rooting for them. The Cleveland Cavaliers fifth. Minnesota, if they fall out of the top 3 or 4, their pick goes to Golden State. So that's worst case scenario. Toronto has the 7th best chances. Then it's Chicago. Again, Chicago could lose their pick to Orlando if it falls out of the top 4 as well. And then you got Sacramento with the 9th pick, potentially. And then the 10th to New Orleans. 11th to Charlotte. San Antonio, number 12. Indiana, number 13. And Golden State, number 14. So if everything stays on par, that would be how it goes, right? But more likely than not, they're going to rig the lottery in somebody's favor. I don't know whose it is. Could be Houston. Could be Golden State. Now, here's my take. I don't want Houston to have the #1 pick. I'd rather than get number 2 or number 3 because it's bad karma, man. When we were facing the Houston Rockets in the playoffs last year, they were saying some very horrible things about Kobe. And I told them they're going to end up losing James Harden because of what happened. Sure enough, they do. They didn't land a star in return, and I don't want the NBA to reward them and rig it in their favor because those fans are very classless. So trust me. Last year when we went up against them, they were saying stuff against Kobe, man. R.I.P., bro. You don't do that. That's very low. So I never forget that, and I'm rooting against the Rockets. I'm hoping the Thunder get it, or one of those poverty franchise. Not poverty. I don't want to say poverty, but one of them franchises that haven't had good luck recently, like Detroit. I'd be okay with them. Orlando, I wouldn't mind. Even Cleveland. I'm not mad if Cleveland gets a top pick, but we'll see. Who do you guys have, though? Who do you guys have landing the first overall pick? I really want to see what your guys' mindset on this is. Maybe Charlotte. Charlotte would be dope, but they'd have to really get lucky. They'd have to truly get lucky to land that pick, man. But yeah, Charlotte would be amazing. Thunder, the Cavs, the Timberwolves. I wouldn't mind the Timberwolves either. I mean, they need some lottery luck. They've been battled a lot of injuries over the past couple of seasons. They haven't even been able to really play their top 2 players, D'Angelo and Karl Towns. So we'll see. Can the Bulls get the #1 pick? Technically they can, but they're going to have to get lucky. Here we go. Let's see. We got the envelopes in. Ooh, I'm nervous, fam. I guess when they come back from the break. But yeah, technically anybody could get the #1 pick, but the odds aren't in your favor necessarily. Why is it taking so long? It says it starts at 5:30 Pacific, but then it takes an extra, like 15 minutes to start. So it technically starts at 45, from my experience in the past. We'll see, though. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling, Laker Nation? I know it's been a long off-season start. We're not even a quarter of the way through, but we're already hearing crazy rumors about Westbrook, about Kyle Kuzma. We're hearing some crazy stuff, man, but how we feeling? This really could impact the way the Lakers move. He said Ben Simmons is the worst basketball player. That's funny. I love you. I love you too, bro. I just want to see the Clippers lose. Oh, yeah. We're definitely tuning in for that. People been wanting me to give Devin Booker credit. I do want to say this, guys. I'm very pissed off that Stephen A. Jackson I'm sorry, Stephen A. Smith didn't really mince his words when he said that Devin Booker is the next Kobe Bryant. And I'll tell you why. It's not that I'm hating on Devin Booker because he eliminated us or whatever. It's the fact that Stephen A. Smith just loves to throw comparisons. Remember, this is the same guy that said Ben Simmons is a jump shot away from being LeBron James. This is the same guy that said James Harden is the greatest offensive player we've ever seen. And now this is the third craziest thing ever. First of all, Devin Booker's really good, but just because he hits a couple of mid-range jump shots doesn't make him the next Kobe Bryant. That's number one. Number two, all right, he doesn't have the same footwork. He has, little glimpses of it, but the footwork Kobe had was impeccable. I'm talking about step throughs. I'm talking about his turnaround jump shot. I'm talking about everything he ever did in the post. I don't see that in Devin Booker. He has little, glimpses of it, but so does Jason Tatum. So does all the other guards that pattern their game after him. So, that was very disrespectful to me. If he would have said, "Oh, Devin Booker reminds me a little bit of Kobe," or somewhat, I would have been all right with that, whatever. But he said, literally, he anointed him the next Kobe Bryant as if Devin Booker had already accomplished something in his career. Kobe's a 5-time champion. All right, he's a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. All right, he's a multiple-time All-Star and All-Star MVP and a Finals MVP and a regular season MVP. Devin Booker's none of that. So why are you anointing him such a high title when he hasn't even accomplished a quarter of what Kobe has? You know what I'm saying? That's my only gripe with it. If he ends up becoming similar to Kobe, I'm cool with giving props. Like I said, I'll give Devin Booker his props. If he wins tonight and he continues to beat the Clippers, eventually eliminated them, then I'll give him his props for the first time ever, because I'm not a big Devin Booker fan. But again, that's just my take on the whole situation. What you guys think? He said, okay. He said, we think the Lakers first round. Do you think we should trade Kyle Kuzma, send him to the Trailblazers to get Demi and TJ McCollum? Oh, you mean Dame? We won't afford both of those. Definitely not. We'd be lucky to get one of them. For reals. He said, DTLF, much love. Keep up the good work. Nice to see the channel grow. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. I wouldn't be nothing without your guys' support. So thank you so much. Please continue to smash the like button. Please continue showing support, and I'll continue to put in that work for my people. So here we go. Lottery in full effect. There we go. We'll see what happens, man. Sometimes these drafts, these lotteries and the draft patterns franchises future for years to come. So, I mean, talking about Devin Booker, he was the 13th overall pick in that draft. All right, Karl Towns, D'Angelo Russell. So many players were selected ahead of him. So sometimes it doesn't even matter where you land, but sometimes it does. We'll see. Do I want Lowry or Russ? Lowry's a better three-point shooter, but for some reason I prefer Russell Westbrook. He just has a lot of heart. He plays hard at all times, which is something we were lacking from our guard position, right? Both KCP and him and Dennis were inconsistent with the effort. And so I think Russell, even though he's not really a three-point shooter, which is what we need, I think he could really help LeBron James and Anthony Davis and give them give him a boost offensively and defensively, and especially with his work ethic and his hustle. But he's not my favorite option this offseason, but I'll take him. Yes, we do have a pick in this draft, number 22. It's not a lottery pick, so by no means is this video for the Lakers, but it can impact us in a sense. The worst case scenario for the Lakers is if Golden State lands a top 3 pick and they keep their own pick on top of that, and then they package both of those picks to get a superstar, so, a disgruntled star or anybody to add to their roster to give Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond more life. I think by themselves, without that 4th star player, they're nothing. But even though Klay Thompson's going to come back, he's probably going to look good. But still, they need the 4th piece. They've always been a superstar-studded type team. And so if they land a pick, they'll have more than enough to land one, right? Maybe a Karl Towns or Bradley Beal or somebody like that. It will be some bull if the Warriors end up with a top 5 LMAO. Don't be shocked. The NBA has rigged these drafts before. Remember, the Pelicans many times has a star left and it gets replaced with the top pick, right? Just like when LeBron left, they got replaced with several top picks. So keeping a close eye for a couple of these teams, the Houston Rockets and the Warriors. Okay, those are the main 2 ones that I I think the NBA could technically rig it for them. He said Westbrook will stop chicken heads from coming off with that BS. William blocks it, man. I love it, bro. You're very old school. You have a similar mindset to mine. We like hard-nosed players that play hard. So major respect, man. Major respect to you. He said, remember the Lakers got in the lottery 3 straight times? Totally rigged. Not really. Not really, man. It wasn't rigged. We were slotted to be there. We didn't come up from number 10 down to 1 like the Cavs did when they traded away LeBron. You know, let's be real. Rigged would be like perfect example tonight. Well, I guess technically it's not rigged if the Rockets win because they have the best odds, technically, but it is a little suspect because they just lost James Harden and didn't replace him with a star player. And it would definitely be suspect if, like my man mentioned, if the Warriors move up. So I'm rooting for the Thunder, man. They got classy fans. I hope they go up. Rooting for the Pistons, rooting for those teams that actually need help. You know, it'd be interesting to see them get top picks. But, excuse me. Regardless of whatever pick they get, it's not where you pick, it's who you pick sometimes. So let's see. Here you go. Those are the top 3 teams. Split decision, right? You got Rockets, you got Pistons, and you got Magic. All of them have a top chance. So let's do it. Hey, what's up, Laker Nation for Life? How you doing, girl? Good to see you. We here. We ready. We ready to witness it together. I hope the Pelicans move up too. I like the Pelicans. Charlotte Hornets, I wouldn't mind. Again, the only worst case scenario here is Golden State for a Laker fan like me, right? Because that just means that they get an extra life. Would I rather see Kawhi stay with us or go to the Warriors? I'd rather see him go to the Warriors. I despise the Clippers. All right? But I only answer your question because you're respectful about it. Here goes. Let's hear it. Here it goes, guys. Please, Warriors. Warriors. Okay. So they didn't move up with their first pick. But remember, Minnesota has to be a top 4 pick in order for them not to convey it over, or top 3 pick, in order for them not to convey it over to Golden State. So.
Indiana Pacers.
Okay. Everything seems to be in order here. San Antonio. All right. Everything's still in order. Nobody has moved up. Let's go. Let's go. Next pick should be Charlotte. Okay. Nobody moved up yet. Yes, sir.
All right. No surprises yet. Pick's still going to 4 so far.
Here we go.
Pick number 10 will be made by
Pelicans. Okay.
the New Orleans.
Everything's in order, guys. Woo-hoo-hoo. Here we go.
The 9th pick goes to
It should be Sacramento. Okay.
the Sacramento Kings.
Everything's perfect.
The 8th pick will be made by
Chicago? Ooh.
the Orlando Magic.
Okay.
All right. Orlando coming out of that envelope means that Chicago has not jumped into the top 4. Therefore, that pick conveys to Orlando as part of the Nikola Vucevic deal.
Yep. They lost their pick. Sorry, Chicago Bulls
The
fans.
7th pick belongs to the Golden State Warriors.
All right. That means that we have a jump. Toronto has jumped into the
Wow.
top 4. The Golden State
Wow.
Warriors have their 2 picks set in the draft order.
Pick number 6 goes to
Oh, sorry about that, bro. Sorry about that, OKC
That
fan.
means that Cleveland has jumped up. Cleveland jumping up into
The Kings have the 9th pick, my man.
Oklahoma City getting that
Wow.
there.
Cleveland. You see what I mean? The NBA loves Cleveland.
the 5th pick will be made by the Orlando
Wow. What does that mean?
All right, the Magic with the number 5 pick. That means that the Raptors, we see Fred VanVleet. There have been a difficult season for them playing down in Tampa.
Wow,
They
wow,
do
wow,
some
wow,
good
wow, wow.
news. We'll see if they get
Here we
the
go.
number 1 pick. The Cleveland Cavaliers have had the number 1 pick more than any other franchise.
Imagine the Cavs get it again. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't be mad at it.
The Detroit Pistons. Good luck, Ben.
Pistons can get it.
He'll a Hall of Famer in just a few months, and maybe he'll come home with the number 1 pick to
So does that mean that the Timberwolves lost their pick? I'm a little confused there.
However,
I'm a little confused there.
as we have seen, are not in this top group. That means Golden State has gotten their pick.
Wow. You see what I told you guys, the NBA would rig it for. Wow. Wow. So Golden State has 2 picks in this draft.
is presented by
That was exactly what I feared, man. See, I didn't know what the implications were there. I got confused. They should have showed the Timberwolves pick instead of Golden State. But that means it went to the Warriors. Oh my goodness. So the Warriors have what? What 2 picks do the Warriors have? 7 and 14. They could flip that and get into the top 3 and then flip that for a star. Or they could flip both of those picks along with a young piece. The Warriors are set, guys. I told you guys, watch out for the Warriors or the Rockets. And by the way, the Rockets could still win in this. They could still end up with the top pick. So the NBA could have maybe manufactured a way for both the Warriors and the Rockets to get on top. The Warriors for the purpose of extending Steph Curry's championship title runs, and the Rockets for the purpose of giving them something to watch now that they traded away James Harden. You see what I mean? Every year I feel like the draft is rigged. Told you to watch out for both of those teams. So far, both of those teams are winning. Biggest loser here, the Timberwolves. All right, they trade basically Wiggins, who has balled out this season, and they traded the pick, offered D'Angelo this pick. So I like D'Angelo Russell, but I don't think he's as big as an impact player as a lottery pick this year. Plus Wiggins, who also balled out. Plus I forgot what else was in there. So what do you guys think so far, man? Yeah, I think Golden State is for sure gonna get a 4th star, or should I say 3rd? Because Draymond's not really a star. He's just like Army Swiss knife. Wow. He said Pelicans don't look happy. Love the show, Dan. Always enjoy watching. Appreciate you, Andrew. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining us. This is mesmerizing to me, though. I'm not shocked at all. I told you guys. I predicted it earlier. I tweeted it earlier. I said, watch out for the Warriors and the Rockets. And that's exactly what's happening, okay? Now, the only way the NBA changes my mind is if the next pick they announce is the Houston Rockets. Other than that, if the Rockets end up with a top 3 or even a top 2, that's the reward right there. For sure, for trading away James Harden. And obviously, like I said, Golden State already got rewarded by not only keeping their own pick at 14, but also, moving up to number 7 and snagging up the Timberwolves pick. Remember, Timberwolves only kept their pick if it was top 3. And what are the odds, right? That even though in Tankathon.com, you had the Timberwolves at number 6 technically, they stayed there. So, Dan, it's a must. We get a 3rd star now. I think so, but I think that 3rd star is going to be on a smaller scale. Somebody like Russell Westbrook, or like somebody mentioned earlier, Kyle Lowry, could be a real valuable options for the Lakers. But outside of that, I don't know what 3rd star we would get. Wow. No Wiseman? Yeah, they could also trade Wiseman if they want. In a package. They have a very lucrative package if you think about it. As soon as a star becomes available that fits their schemes, I expect them to be all over the phone calls offering picks and whatnot, And the draft picks don't really fit in with Steph Curry and Klay in them. So I do expect them to flip both of those in a package to try to get somebody. I want to ask you guys this. Who do you guys think that the Warriors are going to try to acquire and fits their system best? My best guess would be Bradley Beal. Okay? He's a realistic possibility, especially if they blow it up and they trade away Westbrook to the Lakers and Bradley Beal to the Warriors. They could just blow it up. You said Ben Simmons? I don't know about that one. They need shooters over there in Golden State to fit within their system. Bradley Beal for the Warriors. Beal, agreed, Dan. Dame to the Warriors, imagine that. Oh, I would be disgusted. I would be disgusted if that happened. Can you imagine a backcourt of Steph Curry at the point guard, Damian Lillard at the shooting guard, and small forward Klay Thompson? Talk about the best, backcourt ever. The best trilogy ever. That would be disgusting. Or even Kawhi. They could do a sign and trade with the Clippers. Oh, I'm disgusted, man. You said Dame's going home too? Dame going home to Oklahoma for reals? We'll see. He said LaMelo with Miles Turner. Sheesh. Warriors only win chips by stacking their roster. That's exactly what most teams try to do, though, unfortunately. It's the modern day NBA. I don't like it, but it is what it is. We have to adapt. I think the Lakers have to try to do something similar. He said, isn't Westbrook from LA? Yeah, he is. I believe he is. There we go. Top 4 picks coming up. right, Rockets, Pistons. Watch. Rockets gonna be a top 2 guaranteed. That hat is fire, my boy. Thanks, man. Shout out to my neighbor, my good friend, for hooking it up. He said, "Hi, Dan. What's up, Sniper?" Here we go. Let's see. Let's see.
The fourth pick in the 2021
Fourth pick
NBA draft
won't be the Rockets, guaranteed.
goes to
Told you.
Toronto Raptors.
Told you. I knew Rockets securing top 3, top 2 pick potential.
The third pick goes to
I told you. Rockets winning number 1 or number 2. I told y'all, man, it's rigged. If they win number 2, it's just to throw off everybody. But most likely they're winning number 1.
the Houston
I told you.
Rockets.
Top 2 pick for the Rockets.
That's the number 1 pick.
Wow.
2021.
Pistons get the... And it makes sense, too.
The Detroit Pistons.
It makes sense that the commissioner will hook up the Pistons because they really don't have any stars over there. The closest thing to that is the small forward, Grant. And he's not really an all-star, so that makes sense. I'm kind of happy with the result. I'm not going to lie. You know, if they draft well, they take that Cade, whatever his name is, if they take him, they probably have a guaranteed start. He looks good. I've seen his clips. He looks good. I haven't really, like I said, we don't have a lottery pick, so I haven't really done my research on the top picks, but he looks solid. But of course, I knew the Rockets would get a top 3 or a top 2 pick. Yeah, Cade Cunningham or whatever his name is, going to the Pistons for sure, guaranteed. Do you think the Flippers can win game 2? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. The Damian Lillard isn't going to the Warriors 100. Hopefully not. The kid is from Oakland, right? I believe. Cade Cunningham is mad. I would be. If he's going to go to Basketball Siberia and play for the Pistons, I'd be pretty upset as well. But, you know, he's going to be... If he's going to be a star, that's a perfect place for him to grow and become the man or the player he should be. And then maybe once his first 2 contracts are over, he can look for another place. But that's the final result. So Warriors 14 and 7, they're making a trade. And then the top 3 picks, Cleveland gets number 3. Number 2 goes to the Rockets. Number 1, Detroit Pistons. So there you have it for this year's draft lottery, guys. If it isn't rigged, I don't know what to tell you. How y'all feel, though? He said Lillard will stay in Portland. I hope so. He said Brandon Ingram getting traded to Miami? Nah, I doubt it. Brandon Ingram is a building block for that team. He's staying put. I don't see him going anywhere outside of the Pelicans. He just signed that contract extension, man. I've been good. Zippo, how you been, man? I've been good, brother. Westbrook from Long Beach. There you go. LBC in the house. He's coming home. I think so. The NBA establishment hates the Lakers. My goodness. I think we win too much. And you know, the last collective bargaining agreement was them trying to prevent big market teams from winning all the championships. So it makes sense that they're trying to help these small market teams like Detroit, you know, teams like that. So it makes sense. I'm not shocked. Dan, would you like Spencer Dinwiddie to the Lakers? I'd love him. I would absolutely love Spencer Dinwiddie. I think Spencer is exactly the type of combo guard that the Lakers could use. He said, Dan, I like your shirt. Thanks, man. My undershirt or my little jacket, my little what do they call these, baby? I forgot what you call these. He said, bro, the whole NBA is rigged. I mean, I think the lottery is rigged to sell tickets. I'm not sure about the whole NBA. I mean, how can you rig? It's not a jacket. I forgot what you call it. It's something else. Raincoat? Nah, not a raincoat. What do you think about the Harlem Globetrotters in the NBA? That's funny. That is funny. Dan, would you sign Melo? I presume you're talking Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, why not? Especially if we trade Kyle Kuzma. I think he slides in perfectly and would fit into that role. For sure. What happened to the gaming channel? I haven't had time, man. I wish I had time. I want to make time, and I want to start gaming on there consistently. It's just so hard to make time. I got to make time for it, for sure. He said it's a poncho. That's funny. A windbreaker. Thank you. Yes, a windbreaker. Thank you. He said, word, Dan, you looking fresh today, my brother? He said, that gold is shining like the sun. This is that Laker gold, man. Got to match the hat. You know what's up. Lakers should trade for CP3. Nah, I'll pass. I'll pass. We'll be fine without him. He said, Dan, Suns Nation today? I don't root for them. The only thing I do is root against the Clippers, all right? But I'm not necessarily rooting for the Suns either. I really don't like their fan base. I don't like their players. But I still think the Suns are a better team than the Clippers. the Clippers to me are a fluke. They shouldn't be this far. They should have got eliminated in the first round. But the fluke continues. Let's see if it can end here. Let's see if it can end here. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining for this draft lottery. There you have it, the shocker. Detroit Pistons are your number 1 pick if you guys are just tuning in. And the Warriors move up to number 7, and they keep number 14. So it's all bad on that front. But we'll see what happens in the next coming weeks or months. I expect a lot of trades to go down this summer, and I'm talking about tectonic plate shifting trades. You know, they're going to change the whole landscape of the NBA. So keep it locked right here, guys. I got you. If anything happens, my man said finals prediction. I got the Bucks versus the Suns. Bucks in about 6 games. But that's just, if I'm wrong, I hope that Trae Young and the Hawks surprise everybody and they can win a championship. That'd be cool, but I doubt it. But we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.